One more stop on the 6-game road trip. LeBron James and the Lakers are in Indiana, where the King is the second leading scorer all time against the Pacers. Austin Reeves, he's heating up, averaging nearly 23 a game over his last 3, including 24 against Detroit. But no one is hotter than the Don. Luka Doncic riding a 10-game, 30-point streak, looking to keep that going against the Pacers in 1 hour. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. I'm Allie Clifton alongside Derek Fisher, the Hall of Famer, big game, James Worthy. We feeling good. I know Trudell probably is, as we're going to talk to in a little bit. Final stop on this 2-week trip. I bet he forgot where his hotel room was. The number.
And the floor. And the floor.
And the floor.
Yeah.
All the things. But we're feeling good.
Yeah. I mean, we're here.
You were somewhere else last night, calling a big game as well.
Yeah, it was. Good to be back.
Yeah.
In L.A. safely.
Yeah.
On the ground.
On the ground.
Finish this road trip off right, Allie.
Ready to go. That's what we got to do because we get things started with a look at the Western Conference standings entering tonight's game. You got 10 games to go for the Lakers as they sit in that 3 seed. A game and a half above the Denver Nuggets, who got that win last night versus the Phoenix Suns. The big question was just to stay where they are. That was our thought, question, comments, and concerns. We're going to toss it over to Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. We're going to head straight to Indiana and get the latest from him and the head coach, JJ Redick. Hello, Mike.
Hey, what's up, Allie? What's up, guys? Welcome to Indianapolis. And in this case, Allie, we are going to start on the injury front with JJ Redick just to get an update as to how the guys that were out the last game have progressed and get an update on Deandre Ayton, who was listed as questionable coming into this one. So here's JJ with that. Plus, he's going to get into this Indiana Pacers squad, which tonight, I promise, will be much better than their record would indicate. Here's JJ.
No change with Rui and Smart, due with just the travel and where his body's at right now. He'll be out. And then DA will be a game time.
This is just one of those end of trip games, right? And I'm sure Indiana played well last game. They played their starters kind of full minutes. What kind of challenge do you expect from them, and how do you kind of get the team up to, hey, need to be on tonight before the trip home?
They play a very specific way, and it requires you to make multiple efforts on every possession, and it requires you to guard the basketball, and that's going to be the challenge for 48 minutes. I mean, the game we just played with them in L.A. was not an easy game. Those guys have all, or not all of them, but most of them have been in the finals. Like, this is a group that has a lot of pride and has a lot of really good individual players. Obviously, Rick's a great coach, and they're going to play really hard, and we've got to match that.
On the ado front, is there any concern at all about, like, was anything re-aggravated, or did it just kind of like swell up a little bit, or some soreness, like you said, just after playing a little bit?
Yeah, I think he played in a game with South Bay, then traveled the next day from LA to Detroit, and then played with us, and just didn't feel good the next day, and just being cautious.
All right, guys, there's JJ Redick. And so, look, as we found out immediately after he started talking, Deandre Ayton is indeed out tonight. So we would expect that Jackson Hayes then starts at the center position, and he's fully capable of holding that down. And maybe we see Maxi Kleber plus some Jared Vanderbilt and making up that front court rotation. And, Allie, you heard JJ, right? He is not looking past this Pacers squad. Throw out their record. It's basically the finals team minus Halliburton, and they played full extended minutes against Orlando in their last win, which they had not been doing prior to that. So the Lakers have to be ready for a tough game against the Pacers tonight.
Great insight, good stuff there, Mike Trudell. We appreciate it as always. So take a look at the injury report for tonight. As Mike just alluded to, they become a little bit more short-handed. You obviously had no Rui Hachimura, no Marcus Smart versus the Pistons on Monday. Add to the list, no Deandre Ayton. He is out with that back soreness. So I think ultimately when you look at the injury report here, you understand where the Lakers are. Big game. You got 10 games to go on the slate for the regular season. Securing that position, all the while balancing being healthy when it matters most. What's that challenge like?
It's one of the toughest challenges in the NBA, especially this time of the year. You have guys a little, bruised up, and you're looking at a successful road trip, and this is the last game before you come back home, where you get a couple more days of rest. So yeah, I think those decisions are hard to make. You don't want to take Indiana lightly. It's a team that before their last win had lost 16 in a row. They got some really good players, as you just mentioned, minus Halliburton. So, but it's a touchy situation when you have to, set players down to allow them to rest. You don't want to risk a further injury at this time of the season when you reach some of your goals and you have a chance to get home and take care of some business there.
Yeah, the timing isn't great. Like you don't want to have this game symbolize you're not taking it as seriously, and it doesn't seem like that's what the team is doing. Like these guys are experiencing real symptoms that, to protect some longer term issues from building, they're making this decision. But you have no chance of being successful in the postseason if you're not, at as much of full strength as you can be. Your gas tank is going to be on empty no matter what, just due to the long NBA season. But being healthy and an empty gas tank is different than having an empty gas tank and you're just not healthy. And so this is the smarter move in terms of long term for this Lakers team, but it complicates things tonight specifically in terms of DeAndre's screening, his rebounding and rim protection, obviously Marcus Smart's impact on the team defensively and his plus minus. And then Rui is a timely shot maker. His volume has gone down, but he finds a way to make timely buckets when the Lakers need it, and you'll be missing that action tonight as well.
Again, the biggest focus has to be about getting healthy because, to your point, even JJ mentioned it, there was no coincidence really to the 9-game winning streak coinciding with this team pretty much being healthy for the first time this season. So big picture, when it comes to this 6-game road trip, you have an opportunity to close out on a high note, getting back in the win column as quick as you can. You often hear teams say, the great teams say, you never want to win or lose, 2 in a row. Here's an opportunity to close it out 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, Indiana had a great season, okay, but they are, dangerous. Siakam, McConnell coming off the bench. They have some players that can play, as we just mentioned. So you want to kind of snap back, remember what got you the success on the road, some really good defense, some really good spreading of the ball, and just staying focused early. So that one thing you don't want to get down is a deficit. You don't want to get in a hole on the road. Plus, you better believe that Indiana's over there saying, okay, we just got a win after a lot of losses. They're without 3 players. They're going to focus on that to give them some incentive. So you do want to get that game. Makes you feel good, having a successful road trip if you can get that last one.
And when this road trip started, I mean, you as a team, and big game, you can relate. Like there were certain road trips, like there were kind of standards you wanted to put in place for yourself and for the team. And so you're going out on a 6-game road trip, 5-1. If you can't go undefeated, 5-1 is pretty darn good to get on that plane and fly back home. Considering especially the opponents that the Lakers played on this trip, they would take 5-1 all day. And so this is a great opportunity, despite the loss to the Pistons, to finish this road trip in a way that allows you to feel really good about the team and where they are.
25-5 versus teams below 500 this season, but you can't rest on those laurels because, as we know, you guys discussed, the Pacers aren't exactly what their record says. We're heading to break. Austin Reeves coming off a 24-point game against the Pistons. No load management for Austin. He's played 40 or more minutes in 5 of his last 6 games. He's young, right? Is that what we're saying?